Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you on this Wednesday afternoon, where today we will be going through a little bit of a focus webinar that we have on flat tiles. My name's Ciaran, I work in our technical department. I will be presenting some of the products that you can see before us. Today I'm joined with me, I have joined with me Vladimir.
Yeah, Vladimir. I'm Vladimir. I'm technical sales manager for Eastern Europe mostly. I will also today with Ciaran present you some interesting facts from our webpage, product catalog, and also our base lighting system.
Thank you, Vlado. So the tiles that we're talking about today are from a wide region, effectively, so all across Europe, and included in the UK. We have tiles that are a little bit different, and for this reason, we have joined with us one of our colleagues from the UK, actually, Ben. Can you hear us, Ben? Can you
Yep,
maybe give us a
I
bit of
can
an
hear you.
introduction of yourself and what you'll be showing or what you'll be talking about today?
Hi, everyone. I work in the technical team in the UK, and yeah, I've joined to talk about Slate, seeing as we deal with a lot of Slate products and solutions in the UK. So yeah, here for the ride.
All right, super. Glad to have you here. All right, so for everyone then, or Flo, maybe I'll just let you prepare
Yeah.
part of the webinar. We'll get into a bit of an introduction. So for those of you who have not joined us before, and for those who have actually as well, we've just got a little survey up, which I can see now of quite a few of you have already answered. We do really appreciate this feedback because it lets us know who we are talking to today and provide then a little bit better information or more specific information to you. So if you could fill that out, we'd really appreciate it. Also, if you have any questions throughout today, we would really appreciate them as well, especially in the Q&A section of the Zoom. So down the bottom somewhere, you will see a Q&A button. There you can post a question and we can answer either verbally or we might type. So while I'm presenting, Vlado might help out typing and vice versa. But if something happens, like the audio falls out, feel free to whack that in the chat because we will hear that. We'll see that as well. So today's topic is flat tiles, and the reason we're going into this in a little bit more detail is it's a specific subgroup of the tile webinars that we usually run. So every 6 or 8 weeks, we do a webinar on tile, just general sort of tile roofing. We did one last week. If you're interested, we can send you the link if you need to catch up on that. But for certain tile types and flatter, thinner tiles, the solutions we present there are not compatible or not suitable here. Potentially the methodology where we grind the tile, and I just have a little sample here that we spoke about last week, where you can see here part of the tile has been cut out. This is something that is usually required for tiles, generally speaking, tile roofs. Doesn't really work on the flatter tiles because you create such a thin point where it will probably just crack. So we need to look for different methodologies to fix the mounting system to the roof. And for that, we have specific tiles. We are working in combination with a couple of companies, which we will go through today as well. And the solutions are a little bit different. So that's going to be the focus of the topic or the focus of the presentation today. As with the previous webinar with the other tiles as well, what the most important thing to know is when you are doing a project on a tile roof is what tile do you have, and then from there you can determine which product you're going to use or which product is suitable for that roof type. As I said, you can see some of the products here before me, but when you're planning or getting forward onto a project, not all of these products are going to be suitable for all situations. You need to know which product is most suitable, and for that we have some tools online, and I'll pass over to Vladimir now to present where you can find this information and get yourself on the right foot before you even do your pre-designing or designing for the software. So I'll pass over to you, Vlado.
We will go there from our usual webpage, so k2-system.com. And here on the top, you will always find our product catalog. If you're going to our product catalog, you can go to roof tiles. Yeah, this is our today's topic. And here you will find already the systems which can be used for tile roofs. So it's our single rail system, solid rail system, and insertion rail system. Clicking on any of them, you will go to components of the system. For example, these are the components we use for single rail. Here you can filter components, for example, for concrete roof tile, yeah, and you will get also our hooks, which are suitable for concrete roof tiles. But most important file I want to show you, it's here in the downloads area. Here you have roof fastenings and accessories. Here you will find this very important document, matrix roof hooks. Klaus will also send the links in the chat, so you will see it. You will know how to find it. Here, this page is very important. So there are different types of the tiles. Here's our clay tile, concrete tile, and here are plain tiles. And here, going to the right, you will see the difference explained between clay tile and concrete tile. So clay tile I usually always have two water courses, two water channels here on the top and on the left. And concrete tiles usually have only one water channel here on the left side. So in this way you can easily recognize which type of the tile you have on your roof. Here's also explained that how to process the tiles. So clay tiles are always have to be processed on both sides. So like both tiles on the top and below the roof hook. And here we see the difference between flat tiles and not flat tiles. And here in this matrix you will see here the hooks with the name of the hooks. Here's article number, and here are the points. This dark point means that the hook is suitable for most type of these tiles, and white point means that the hook is not suitable. So as you can see, for clay flat roof tiles are suitable our well-known and very usual roof hooks as SingleHook 3S, SingleHook 4S, and SingleHook 3S long. The main difference between the hooks, I believe Ciaran will explain you lately. Yeah, between SingleHook 6-4S long. Yeah, exactly. I will talk about it. And here also suitable some solid hooks. Yeah, you will see here that they are suitable. There are the article numbers. So you have to check. What's important to know that for clay roof tile you will always need to process them to install the roof hooks, and you will always have to check the size of your tile and the button distance to find out which hook will be suitable. For this I will show you another file. Here you also have this file, roof fastenings. Opening it, you will get the details to all of our hooks. Here the explaining matrix, all the sizes, and very important here is the deep extension arm. Yeah, this is the length of this arm. So, for example, for some bigger tiles, our standard 3S and 4S hook will not fit because the extension arm is too short. Yeah? And for this type of tiles, you can use our SingleHook 3S long, where the extension arm is much longer. So going back to our matrix, for concrete roof tiles, the solution is very simple for flat concrete tiles. Yeah, you will see here the point is our SingleHook 2. Great advantage of this hook that you don't have to process the tiles, you just install them on this hook. But this hook is only suitable for concrete tiles. You will see here the white point, so it's not suitable for clay tiles, it's suitable only for concrete tiles. The reason is that the hook is lying on the tile, and only concrete tiles are strong enough to hold the loads from the system and not to crack under these loads. These are our plain tiles, and you will also see here that it's only special hooks which are suitable with these plain tiles. It's our SingleHook FlatTile, SingleHook FLA, as it's called, and here's one older hook. This one is our older hook FlatTile, which is very common in England, in UK. So probably these are most important things. Yeah, I will pass over to Ciaran to show us the rails, the hooks, and so on.
Sort of important to know is that they've got a naming convention, and so this is something that we've spoken about before, but if we have solid hooks and we have single hooks, and usually, or this then relates to the rail that they are connected to. So we have single rail and we have solid rail, and we can just have a quick look at what the difference between the two is. So here we have our single rail. This is our single rail 50. It's a little bit higher. We also have one the same size as a solid rail. Maybe we'll just switch it over. So we have our single rail, our single rail 36, and our solid rail. And the difference is where we are fixing it. So the single rail is fixed on the side, and the solid rail is fixed underneath. So this is kind of the main thing to be aware. Different regions have different preferences. If you, as someone installing or planning, you may only be able to buy one of the products nearby, and so you may be sort of forced into that option. But what's more likely with the tile situation is that you may only have a hook that is specifically related to one rail that suits the tiles that you have. Right. And so our hooks are here, and the way they're fixed is quite similar. So is it just with a T-bolt? Although I think, I'm not sure if I have the right size. Oh, there, I just grabbed one. Was using it before. So the T-bolt will slide into the rail, and as it turns and tightens, it will just grab and hold. And so for the single rail, and if we have a look at some of the hooks that we have in front, just as a sort of example, I'm working from sort of underneath now, but we're going to fix through, and so you are the roof is sort of this way, and you're going to fix effectively from the front of it. So as you're installing, you'll actually be the other side of it. If we usually will be coming from the other side, so we're going to be fixing effectively from like an easier access, right? And with the solid rail, it's a little bit different. So this is a solid hook. So we would put solid rail on top of this. And for this one, I would have to sort of reach over, but the installation process is very much the same. And we'll just spin it around, and you can see that the T-bolt sits into the rail. All right, so the solid hook's going with the solid rail, and the single hook's going with the single rail. So that was just a bit of a quick catch up if anyone was unsure or had missed it from last week. But from now on, we might be comparing a little bit to our previous webinars, because in the tiles or the tile hooks that we mostly have and mostly recommend, aluminium is a product that's really commonly used. It's just a little bit easier we can extrude the hooks, we can extrude the base plates, and so the production is easier, and they also have quite a high strength in the way they do it. But one of the downsides or the counter sides of that is that they're usually quite thick. And so, well, just as a comparison, I have a single hook which is made out of aluminium here, and if we compare that to a single hook which is made out of steel, you can see the thickness difference. And so for the flat tiles, this thickness difference is quite an issue, or can be quite an issue, because you don't have so much space to play with, and so even you can't mill the tiles out, as we've spoken about before. So you might have to replace the tiles, which is one option, or you might have to do or you might not even have enough space, even if you do replace the tiles, sorry, to use the aluminium. So the steel ones is something that you will notice with all of our flat tile hooks, and this is then just sort of something that's required based on the situation that is present, and that situation is the flat tile hooks. So if we go through them individually, they're all a little bit different or slightly different situations for what they're used for. If we start with the SingleHook 2S, sorry, just the SingleHook 2, this is the one Vladimir was talking about before, where you have a bit of space in here, right? And so this allows for quite a bit of a thicker tile, but you can notice it's quite thin, right? And you can see there is even just a little bit of movement there, right? And this is why, and this is what he was talking about, where if this material is going to rest onto the tile underneath, the tile has to then be strong enough to withstand this force. And so for this reason, we only use this with concrete tiles. Clay tiles had the potential to crack. With most other or almost all other roof hooks that we have, all of the weight is distributed into the hook itself. And so there is no resting point on the tile. And so if any force, an excess force is there, it's going to go into the rafters or be absorbed through the hooks as well. And so then we also have our range of products for our flat tiles. So here is one, this little kicker on it represents that it's going to be for the single rail. So we'll be fixing from the side. Very similar setup, but slightly longer, as you can see here. So this might be suitable for a tile that has, or when the batten spacing is a certain length. We have our solid hook. Our single hook for flat tiles, this is our latest one, and this one is in combination with some effectively tile replacement products. They are designed to keep the moisture out. This is our single hook, and we'll just have a quick look at it as well on a large scale shortly. But the effectively a aluminium. No, I don't think that's aluminium, but a thin metal sheeting that is has a sticky coating on the top, which you can fix into the, or you can stick to the tile above, and it will just stop any water coming out. And this fits underneath and above, and you'll see it on a little sample shortly. So this is more for a plain tile, or in some places it's called a beaver tail. That's the direct translation. So I think in Germany and Poland and maybe one or two other countries, it's called a beaver tail tile. This is a possible solution for that. And then for slate tiles as well, we just have something that's flat directly, right? And so for this, you might be screwing through the slate or putting holes in the slate and it's just sitting on top. Actually also possible sometimes, or in certain situations with bitumen roofings, but that's a bit of a other topic and a bit bespoke because we're just going to fix sort of from above, and there's not, here you notice there's no change in this thing as well in this direction. So it is just going to sit effectively flat, whereas some of the other tile hooks that we have, even though it's minimal, there is a little bit of a bend in here, which gives this distance between the underneath tile and ensures that all of the force is on here. So these are the three tile options that we have, or roof hook options that we have, and we're sort of, I would say, not yet in a place where we have the perfect solution for it. And so for this reason, we have effectively got our tile replacement possibility, and we'll have a look at a sample that we've released or built earlier before, one we prepared earlier, as they say, and you can see it a little bit better where these are the beaver tail or the plain tiles that we're talking about, and what the installation process is done in a lot more detail in a video webinar, sorry, a YouTube video that we have, and we'll put that in the chat. But you can see here that the tiles, effectively this one tile has been taken off, We're fixing to the batten with our single hook. And then on top, we are going to place this, this sheeting for waterproofing. And underneath as well. So if there is any rainfall that's coming, it is just going to run down over. And this overlap is, as you can see here, quite substantial. All right, so any rain that is going to fall and come on top is just going to run down onto the tile below. So you can see here, this is also quite large area. However, so you will have to remove a few tiles around. All right, and this idea of tile replacement is one that is common in the industry. It's common in the industry as well. Sorry, I'm just grabbing another product that might also be something that you see on the market, which is also compatible in many cases with some of our products as well, where a tile is taken away and another tile or a tile replacement is placed underneath. And the idea between these are, if we just have a quick look, the tile here is maybe 12, 15 mil. There's a flush barrier with the this metal tile plate, and then you have this. The height effectively has been taken away, so it is still there for waterproofing. Any water that is going to come down over the top is just going to land onto this tile replacement and run down further. And now there is enough space here between the metal base effectively on the top of the tile neighboring and therefore the bottom of the adjacent tile, that there's enough space in here where a roof hook could sit. All right. And so this idea of tile replacements is one that's quite common around Europe. Different countries might have different manufacturers that specialize in this. Usually this will be a reason because specific regions have specific tile types, and therefore a manufacturer has been effectively developed because the tile is to a specific region, because that tile is only to that specific region as well. And that then leads me into the cooperation that we have with other companies as well. So while part of what we've shown so far is the first part was a product of ours, the second part is not. We are also working in the UK with a company as well for better solutions with slate tiles. And so for that, we do have a little sample here as well, but I will just be effectively showing it, and I'll invite Ben to present maybe a little bit more or talk about some of the solutions that they have in the UK for slate tiles, and also the combination that we have with some of the companies over there. So Ben, can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you. So I guess thanks for handing over, Ciaran. So yeah, we've got two solutions on display, I believe, here.
Yeah.
So we've got the Genius Roof Solutions, which is a third-party product that we do stock in the UK. As you can see with this one, you don't actually, this is their speed flash variant, which doesn't require slate to be removed anymore. So it comes with a few different components. It comes with a metal cut-in square that you can slide under the slate, and it enables you to cut the slate in situ. So once you've done that, you can just slide the metal sheet out, and it enables you to fix a hook directly into the rafter below. And then it's just a case of slightly lifting up that upper slate and sliding the Genius Roof Solutions speed flash up under. Yeah, as you can see there. So that will just slide into the cutout, and yeah, all done without having to remove the slate tile, which I'm sure a lot of installers will enjoy to hear. And it comes with a spring hall clip, which prevents the actual plastic from sliding, though you'll find that when you slide it up there, it's not going to go anywhere, but that's just a nice extra precaution. And that just hooks into the tile above. You won't be able to see that because that's underneath the actual flashing. And it also comes with a couple of spacers and a foam insert which prevents any water ingress, like should any winds push water up towards the actual roof. So that's all included with that. That one actually uses our 214 roof hook, which is one that's quite common in the UK. Yeah, so that sponge just wraps around the hook and slides up, kind of stuff it up into the actual roof solution. Yeah. So that stops any water ingress. And so that hook there is the 214. That's used for slates when there's battens present. We do have the other variant which we can use, but that's the 373 roof hook, and that is the one that
This
Ciaran
one,
showed, which is flat. Yeah. So that's really only used in areas where sarking board is used. That's when the slates are fixed to a board itself. So you'd still remove the slate and cut out, but rather than fixing around rafters and battens, it goes straight onto the sarking board.
Yep.
We have also used our SingleHook 1.1. Well, actually, it's our good friends at Genius that trialed it with their speed flash, and that works quite well as well. The SingleHook 1.1 with slate because of the low base profile, so it means there's no kick up of the slate, but also you get a slightly stronger hook. So it's always worth trialing.
Yeah. Ben, maybe just quickly we can go through that difference between the two. So the SingleHook 1.1 has this base plate with just one option, but the concept is very similar to what we do with the SingleHook 3S or 4S, but the base plate with those ones has 3 options in here. However, as you were saying, if we were to use this thickness here, this 2 centimeters roughly, and try to put it underneath the slate or the boarding there, it's going to have that big, like it's just not going to fit. So that was just like the difference as to why this is a possible solution.
Yeah, the size difference when you compare them is quite drastic when you're working with such small tolerances. And then I think on the other side, is it the same hook on the other side, just the old flashing?
So I don't think we have a hook on this side, but we just have a different setup with the slate that needs to be cut. So maybe you could briefly talk about that, because in this one, I think we've also cut the slate out from the
Yeah,
two pieces underneath.
So you can see there where it doesn't require the tile to actually be moved, because you can see straight through the rafter. With the older flashing that Genius Roof Solutions had, you'd need to take off that top tile so that you could actually get to the rafters below. So it's just increasing the speed really. Obviously, with the more generic flashing kits that you can get out there, like the flashing, the lead rolls and stuff, you'd still need to remove that tile. So obviously the speed increases well welcomed.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for that, Ben. Maybe just maybe some other points that we could add to that as well. If people are interested in this Genius Roof solution, is this something that the team in the UK can provide, or is it something that people would have to purchase externally?
Yeah, so we hold stock in the UK, and all of our UK distributors hold stock of it, I believe, as well, or they can get it through us. So it's a quick process. But I think they've got quite a wide reach themselves, Genius Roof Solutions, so
yeah,
should be easy to get hold of.
Okay, and I think we should probably also mention in this, we're not going out of our way to advertise the products that we have here. This is just something that we know is available on the market, and something that we think works pretty well in combination with our products. So yeah, I think that's just sort of a bit of disclosure that we should put on that as well. Sorry, Ben. Before we move on, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Not off the top of my head. If you have any questions, just drop it into the chat, and I'll do my best to respond. I can see a couple in there now, so I'll look at getting back to you guys shortly.
Okay, super. And maybe just a good point on that as well. So if you are in the UK or Ireland today, and you do have any questions, the best contact details or the best contact address is the team in the UK, and we'll put that in the chat now. If you go to our K2 website, there's a chance you'll get the German contact details, which isn't a huge issue. It's just a bit of we go around in circles a little bit, because then we will send it back to the team in the UK, who will get back to you. So just you can bypass us and head them straight to the UK. So the last thing that Ben and I were just talking about was this combination with other companies, and how we best provide a solution for you as the installer or the planner, regardless of sort of how it's working with other products. And that leads us on to another solution, which is quite common in different parts of Europe, and that is the combination of products, which I've just lost a little bit for. Hanger bolts, actually. So these are products that are more commonly used on trapezoidal roofing or corrugated cement fiber roofing, but can also be used in this case here. And sorry, class, I'll just put that down in front. So it's something that's not, I would say, 100% covered in all of our K2 software, but it is a solution that we'd like to present today as something that is possible practically to build, and provide you with some ideas of what might be suitable for you, and what you could look to do. And we will go through it in base as well a little bit later, but just to be aware that these are sort of suggestions of what we know is possible, but they are products or solutions that are not complete solutions, in the sense that, I don't know what a D-dome system would be from K2. It all comes together. So saying that doesn't mean it's any worse. It's just a combination of two ideas. And so our hanger bolts, as I was saying before, in combination with either EYOT or Mazzari is another company, or many other ones, provide solutions which just sit on top of the tiles, so potentially here. So I would say this is not a perfect one-to-one solution, because maybe these tiles are a little bit wide. However, you can get the color, all of these metal sheets in different colors and different sizes, and the companies that sell them have quite a range of products for. And you can cut it as well, right? So also as an easy solution for that. On the back, whoop, we have two little caps effectively. So let me just put this one away, so I can point to you. So we have a bit of EPDM on top. So this is just sort of an outside seal that will add a first layer of waterproofing. And then we have as well even more, a bit of a plug, I would say. So this is a rubber material, which will, as it's compressed, because what we're going to turn over and screw in, as it's compressed, will provide another sort of sealing level around the tile, and therefore into the batten, and reducing any chance of water penetration. So this will just sit on top, screw through the tile. There's no, or very little impact force is going to be provided onto the tile itself. So you are going to have to drill through it, and then you can put the hanger bolts in, and these will fix into the under construction. Right? So instead of having a tile hook, we're going to put a hole in the tile, and it will hold into the batten or the purlin that's underneath there. Right. So this is a bit of a combination. And so yeah, as I said, this one's one with EYOT, but there are other companies out there. Mazzari's one, and I'm sure there are other ones around in different countries, depending on where you are getting the products. So some of what we've shown today can be done in base, as I said before, as a complete solution, and some of it is a bit of a mix. And to give you an idea of what to do in these mixed situations, I'm going to pass back over to Vladimir, who I think first will show actually maybe one or two other products that are not quite shown so well in the physical ones we have here, and then he'll go into a base report and base planning to show what you can do in some of these situations. So over to you, Vlado.
So yeah, can we share this presentation? Yeah, exactly. So there are some products Ben talked about, so used in UK. This is SolidHook. This is SolidHook 1.1. Also with this solution, with this insulating solution. Flash, exactly. It's another one here. Here are our standard solution for flat tiles, or plain tiles with replacement sheets. Here you can see something about replacement plate with hanger bolts. It's from our Matsari partner. Here you can see how to install it. Yeah, that you just pull this replacement plate underneath of this row. Yeah, and just screw in. So the main idea is that the hole in the tiles is bigger than the diameter of the hanger bolt, so the hanger bolt doesn't touch the tile and doesn't forward the loads to the tile, but directly to the rafter. And here's another important part. So these plain tiles are not always suitable for our single hook flat tile. So in German we have different names for this tile, so we can see the difference between plain tiles and this type of the tiles. So the main difference that you have here is water channels on the top of the tile, and the button spacing used for this type of the tiles is bigger than the button spacing used for usual plain tiles. And for this reason, you cannot install on this type of tiles our single hook flat tile. It's important to know. If you are unsure which hook to use with your concrete tile, which your specific tile, just download the data sheet from the tile manufacturer, send it to us, and we will check which hooks you should use. So let's go over to base. I will show you like short sample design. So the first page is as usual. You put here address, project name, your name, and your customer. Loads, as usual, you will be required to put in terrain category. And next step is create roof. So we are talking about tiles today, so it's usually gable roofs or some special forms like hip roof or half hip roof. So you select your roof type, select here tile as roof covering, and you just design your roof. Let us select one, maybe this one. So you start at the bottom of your roof, just big. If you have any obstacles on your roof, maybe later, just put first the roof height, roof pitch, roof covering is tile, will be pre-selected. Very important is rafter spacing, so you cannot calculate any static in base without knowing rafter spacing, and we cannot do. So if you are sending a request to us, please check rafter spacing. It's very important. 6 white button spacing. So even you put here all these values, base K2Base cannot recognize which hook will you need. So you will still have to check with our roof hook matrix which hook you need to install. This would be your first step, because then you will need to select the system you use. So first step is to find out which hook you use, and the next step, put it here in base. So here you select the model you want to use. And now you already are required to select a system you want to use, single rail or solid rail. Single rail. Yeah, maybe draw some obstacles first. Yeah, we see here some big obstacles, so let us draw them. Yeah, this way. You can also put the height, the distance, or edge distance. Edge distance means that the models cannot be installed at this distance from the obstacle. So here's 0.5 meters, so you will not able to install here any models. You can also copy this obstacle. here, for example. Then design your roof. You will see that here no models between the obstacles, because there you can't install anything. Here you will see your module orientation, portrait on landscape. You can also change it. But let's first proceed with portrait orientation, the simplest one. Yeah. The next step are results. You will see here our rails, our hooks are these black points, and here you have to select your hook. So if you have, for example, flat clay tile, you can use SingleHook res. But if you have flat concrete tiles, it's yeah, you have to select the SingleHook too. Yeah, you can do it here. Screw lengths, you can define here which rail you want to use. In this case, single rail 36 got verified. If it's not the case, if you have high snow loads and the rail is not verified, you can also select stronger rail, like single rail 50. Yeah. Here you can select the length of your rail. The lengths here on the top are our discontinued rails, so you have to check with your distributor if they're still available, or check with others, or just select the new lengths which are available from us. And here's also another important point. So if you have very high snow loads, wind loads, yeah, and if two rails are not strong enough to withhold the loads, you can select here the third rail, and mount it on third rails. It's also possible if you have very big models and you want to be sure that the models are not overloaded. So you can also select here the third rail and clamp the models on 3 points. The last step is summary. So here you will see bill of material. Easy, you can here generate our reports, bill of material. So it's not necessary to install the models portrait. You can also install them landscape. Here you will select clamping position, long side or short side. Let's do it long side. You will see that here you must use two-layer system. Two-layer system means cross connection. So the first rail is our basic rail, which is attached to the hooks, and on top of it you will have another rail to allow you clamp the models on the long side. Here you can also select both rails, a bit stronger, a bit weaker, also depending on the price of the rail, and use, for example, black cover and caps. It's only for nice look of your system. So let me show you designing a roof with hanger bolts. So this one. So you will see that you don't find here slate tiles, for example, yeah, and this is the reason you have to simulate a roof. So for this one, to simulate a roof with hanger bolts, just select corrugated roof. Edit here, starting from the bottom. Here you will always have fastening method roof construction pre-selected, but it's also possible roof cover. Roof cover is only possible for metal sheet, paved metal sheet. And here you can select, do you want to install in purlins or in rafters. So for this you would need to check if the purlins are wide enough and high enough to for hanger bolts, because there are special requirements on it. And you can also install in rafters. So for slate roofs, it's mostly will be installed in rafters, because you have no buttons or the buttons are not wide enough. So here you will need to put the wave distance. Since we just simulate the roof, you can put here the lowest value. It's not so important. Here's important parts: rafter spacing, rafter width, rafter height, button height as well. Yeah. So you can also draw some obstacles on the roof. Then you design it. You can also select single rail or solid rail. Both is possible. So installation. So this model supports it. One layer. You can also install this two-layer systems. Let's proceed with one-layer system. Very simple. These black points are now our hangables. You can select here the length of the hanger bolt and also the strength. So you have M10 or M12 hanger bolts. It's our rail. It's a one-layer system. Yeah, you have only one rail. Here you can again select which rail you want to use. But you can also install a two-layer system. See that the first layer is going along the rafter. These hanger bolts mounted into it, and the second layer is going horizontally. These are the rails which clamp the models. But you can also install models landscape. So here, the long side. Two-layer system. This time the basic rail is going horizontally, and the rail to clamp the models is going vertically. The idea is that it's always better to clamp the models on the long side, because nowadays the models are getting bigger and bigger, and not every model can withhold the loads. Here results. You can also find loads on models. You will see here, the pressure loads and suction loads on your model. If you are not sure if your model can withhold these loads, check the assembly instructions of the model manufacturer. There is written for each clamping position which loads the model can withhold. Here, in the bill of material, you will see for our second roof, so our hanger bolts, but you will not find here this replacement plates. So you would need to know the article number to add them here manually. Let me check if we can find them. I think so. But anyway, you can add them here manually, and then you will have like complete bill of material. That's probably all for now. Do we have any questions we want to answer?
Yeah, thanks, Vlado. There was one question about the just selecting the roof hook. So maybe you could just show that again briefly. So if you do a tile roof, which you show it like, yeah, exactly. So first we need to decide on which roof hook we're going to do, and then in base, how do
Exactly.
where do we find this hook?
Exactly. So, for example, you have this concrete flat tile. You check it here. You know you want to use SingleHook 2. Yeah, this is our black spot. So designing a roof. Let us do it again with one. Design. So, and here you have these options to select: single hooks, single rail, solid rail, or insertion rail, and you know that your hook, for flat tile, concrete flat tile, is SingleHook 2. So the name of the hook already self-explaining. So you have to select single rail. So you're going with a single rail. If you want to use for the same type of tiles solid rail. If you have, for example, solid rail on stock, you see it here. Okay, I can use this tile, this hook with this type of tile. So you select here right away the solid rail. And here under results, you would need to select the hook. This one is overloaded. But this is the way you have to do it.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that, Vlado. And we'll begin to then, I think, wrap up because this was part of the presentation today. So thanks everyone for joining. If you do have any questions over the next 5-10 minutes, we will be hanging around in the webinar room and we will be able to answer your questions. But other than that, we are pretty much finished. So you should have just also seen a short feedback poll appear. Again, we really appreciate you responding to this because it helps us know what you thought of today, and then we can hopefully improve that for next week. Speaking of next week, we will be doing a webinar on trapezoidal roofing, going through all the products that we have for that, and a bit of introduction as to the things that are important when planning it on a roof, planning a system on a trapezoidal roof. That'll be same time Wednesday. I think we'll put that in the chat as well. If you're interested, please feel free to sign up. And then I think we'll probably just have a big round of thank yous, really. So,
Yep.
Vlado, thanks for joining today. It was good. Last minute preparation, but I hope it will went out for everyone. Klaus makes the magic happen, and Ben, of course, thanks to you for joining in. I think we learned a lot based on your presentation as well. So we hope the audience did as well. And of course, thanks for you all for attending today. We know an hour out of your day, or just short of an hour, is a lot, so we appreciate it. And then I think, any final words?
No, everything's fine.
Sounds good. Then thanks everyone, and hope to see you again sometime in the future. Till then,
Bye.